Hi loves, it's Limzy here and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing with you all my latest collaboration with Uniqlo Malaysia for the latest Utme series in conjunction with International Women's Day and the work in progress of how I designed the series. I always start by sketching my ideas or jotting down details of the composition. Sketching to me is really vital as it is the starting line of each campaign or project, and by drawing down the sketches, you won't be worried about forgetting a good idea, and it is the best way to pitch your initial concepts to your client. For every series, I also make sure that each of the illustrations is cohesive to the next piece so that your thought process is narrated and execution is curated as a whole. Here, I'm using my signature style and subject matter of women and flowers as I want to remain my compositions to be straightforward and recognizable. Sketching also helps me to develop the series gradually. At the beginning, if I only have one or two ideas, sketching these initial ideas out literally helps my brain to actually develop more ideas for me to move on to the next sketch, and eventually complete a whole series. This is especially useful if I'm working on a huge campaign, fashion week, or a book that involves a lot of illustrations. Once the sketches are finalized and approved, I will then move on to the actual execution part, which is the painting. Painting is time-consuming, hence if it's a commissioned project, I will try my very best to make sure it has to be the first and last time, so as to reduce as much back and forth as possible, as opposed to usual practices when it is more forgiving to have trials and errors. I will also make sure I get everything prepared and every detail taken care of to make it right from the start. For this series, as the final output is on t-shirts and tote bags, I choose to paint with gouache so that my illustrations will have a consistent, matte and vibrant finishing. Though my style is pretty much multi-dimensional nowadays, most of my artworks are started off with the classic traditional way, which is painting and drawing on paper. Once the painting is completed, I will play around and be creative with various materials. Usually it will be my favorite, which is flowers. For this lady boss illustration, I use pressed flowers to emphasize the shape of hot smoke coming out of the coffee cup. I always try to make a balance between mixed media, so that each material does not overwhelm and balances one another. I use yellow on the flowers as it represents youth, positivity, and it is also an appetizing color when matched on a F&B related illustration. I think this piece is going to look really outstanding on the t-shirt with its vibrant colors and eye-catching subject matter, which is the confident lady boss that you see here. Once my illustrations are completed, I will either scan the artworks or photograph them and do a quality check digitally, usually on Photoshop, Lightroom, and Procreate. As this is the final round before a submission, I will make sure that every spot or mark is taken care of. For some that require digital drawing like this girl on fire piece, I will continue my drawings on the screen and work on the layers and digital montages. The best thing about digital drawing is definitely the layers. You could always come back and make alterations or different versions of the same composition, without fearing of making mistakes halfway and having to redo everything from square one. Last but not least, I always do test printing to make sure that the proportions and color gradings turn out right. There are always slight differences between the digital screen display and the actual printing, so I can't emphasize enough how important this step is. Now that I'm happy with how the illustrations turn out, I can't wait to show you all the actual pieces in store. So before launching day, I brought my family with me to Uniqlo's new roadside store at DA Square, Kuala Lumpur to try printing my Women Empowerment series at the Utme booth. Utme is a customization program by Uniqlo to encourage customers to express creativity in a safe and interactive way, and they've also showcased and collaborated with many local artists and brands, including myself. So basically, you can choose whether you want it a t-shirt or the kids t-shirt or the tote bag. So now I'm gonna try t-shirt. This is the one that I designed. This is the hard part. I don't know which one that I want. I'm gonna choose. Which one should I choose? Probably this one. Oh, I think that's the largest I can go. Okay, so now let's pick another one for the tote bag. Nice. So let's add stickers. Which one do you think I should go for? Okay, we finally go for this one. I think that's the largest that we can go. Oh, 这个可以去很大个。
Everyone, it's Limzy here. Welcome back to my channel. It's a very special day today. It's actually my birthday, but to make it even more special, I'm really excited to share with you my latest collaboration with Uniqlo Malaysia. In conjunction with International Women's Day, we have created the latest Utme series featuring my signature whimsical floral art to celebrate women of all walks of life and diversity. On a personal level, this collaboration means a lot to me. I got to create the illustrations with fresh flowers, which I obviously have not done in a very long time. And it's a big milestone to me to see people wearing my artwork and like a statement piece with a strong, prominent message to carry around. And we're actually doing a good cause here, as all proceeds will be donated to Women's Aid Organization to help and support survivors of domestic violence. You can check out all the works here. They're all behind me, and I've actually brought a few samples back. And this is one of the totes that I've test printed. It says "Girl on Fire." So in this series, I've actually included a lot of catchy phrases and quotes to remind myself and a lot of women out there, just to find your inner self and peace and just be strong as you are. And also this is my mom's favorite. She actually chose this. This is actually very personal, probably to me and maybe a lot of Malaysians. Back in childhood, I used to draw 3 races of people for all the drawing competitions. So this is something that is very memorable for me, and I thought that it's actually quite fun to include in this series. And also the one that I'm wearing, this is actually my signature artwork, hot air balloon, because it constantly reminds me to stay curious and never settle. I hope it also reminds a lot of women out there to stay curious and always break out of their comfort zone. Now that we couldn't travel, so it kind of reminds me of how good it feels to explore and be curious outside. Next one will be this piece. It's kind of like my persona, like I'm a full head of ideas and dreams, and it's always in there, but in order to execute out, you will have to visualize that you have to do it. So this piece is also one of the memorable ones. So some of you are curious where you could purchase my Utme designs. They're available at the Utme booths at DA Square and Fahrenheit 88. But because this is only available in KL, and with the condition now, it is pretty much impossible to travel interstate. So no worries, my Utme stickers designs will actually be available from now all the way till next year March. So there is ample time for you in case you are interested to purchase one, and probably you could travel to KL here. And because of this, Uniqlo has generously agreed to have a little giveaway here, and we're giving away 5 Utmes to 5 lucky winners. All you need to do is comment below why you would like to win this Utme, like this video, and remember to subscribe to my channel, and the winners will be announced next week. That's all for today, and I hope you enjoy this little video and giveaway. I'll see you very, very soon. Happy International Women's Day. Be strong, kind, and grateful. Bye bye!